Hello and welcome. So we have done neoplasia up to the metabolic alterations, and now we will be continuing and doing the evasion of cell death. Before I continue, I would request you to please hit the subscribe button so that you can know whenever the next notification for the lectures come in. So to start with, evasion of cell death. The tumor cell frequently contains mutations in genes that results in resistance to the cell death. Mutations in the genes that make it resistant to the apoptotic cell death. So now to recall the apoptotic mechanisms that were there. So this is explaining the normal apoptosis mechanisms. So there are two mechanisms. One is the intrinsic mechanism and one is the extrinsic. The extrinsic ones give the receptor through the Fas ligand and TNF alpha through the adapter proteins that causes initiator caspase. This initiator caspase and then finally leads to executional caspase and then nuclear fragmentation and breakdown of the cytoskeleton. And then there is another one, that is the intrinsic pathway, that is usually hampered in the malignancies. Which one is hampered in the malignancies? The intrinsic pathway. So what happens in intrinsic pathway? Whenever there is abnormal increased misfolding of the proteins, when there is DNA damage, when there is growth factor withdrawal, all these will cause stress to the cell and it will activate the BCL2 family. The BCL2 family includes the BAX and the BAT. So this BCL2 family, if it is regulated by BCL2 and BCLX. And these are the these are the anti-apoptotic BCL2 and BCLX that tries to stop the BAX and BAT. This BAX and BAT, what will cause? It will cause the mitochondrial membrane change in the membrane permeability. This is causing the cytochrome C to leak out from the mitochondria, and it is causing the activation of the caspase and causing executional caspase to be activated and apoptosis to further carry on. So this is another diagram. This is showing apoptosis due to DNA damage. There is activation of BH3 only proteins. This BH3 only proteins keep a balance between the pro-apoptotic and anti-apoptotic. They kind of try to stop the activity of the anti-apoptotic protein so that the pro-apoptotic proteins can cause the change in the permeability of the mitochondrial membrane, and so that the cytochrome C can leak out and activate the caspase, the pathway. So now getting back to, we can explain that whenever there is radiation or chemicals causing damage to the DNA, so whenever there is damage, we have already seen that the DNA damage is detected by the ATM and ATR. So these are the actually the detection of the DNA damage. Upon detection of the damage, these things stimulate the P53. The P53 has three actions. The first thing that it will try to do is, it will try to do the repair. How it will try to do the repair? What it causes? It will cause the increase in the inhibitors, that are the P21 and the inhibitors of cell cycle, that will inhibit the CDKs and CDK4, cyclin D, that will cause the that will not be able to phosphorylate the retinoblastoma, and hence the retinoblastoma will keep the cell cycle in check. Then this is the first mechanism, that it will temporarily stop the cell cycle. The second mechanism, it will cause senescence. In the third mechanism, it will cause the apoptosis. So these are the three mechanisms that it will cause. So in the third mechanism, that is the apoptosis, it will cause. So how is this, we can recall how is this P53 increase? It will increase in when there is a damage, and because of two reasons. Either they will, this ATM ATR will cause phosphorylation of P53 and hence it will be prevented from the degradation by the MDM2, or the second mechanism is the P14 will bind to the MDM2, and then this binding of P14 to MDM2 will prevent the degradation of P53. In all the conditions, P53 will rise. So when P53 will rise, it causes activation of BAX and BAD. BAX and BAD are actually the pro-apoptotic. Then there are anti-apoptotic, that includes the BCL2, BCLXL and MCL1. These are all the anti-apoptotic. So there is a balance between the pro-apoptotic and anti-apoptotic genes, so that the normal cell. So now for a cell to go into apoptosis, these are inhibited. These BCL2, BCLXL and MCL1 are inhibited by the BH3 only proteins. BH3 only proteins include BIM, BAD, then PUMA and BID. These are also in regulation with P53. P53 are regulating these proteins, and these proteins are an inhibitor of the anti-apoptotic proteins. So when these will, under the influence of BH3 family, will inhibit the anti-apoptotic proteins, only then the pro-apoptotic proteins, that is BAX and BAC, will be able to increase the permeability of the mitochondria and cause the cytochrome C to leak out. At this point, when the leaking of cytochrome C has happened, there is an inhibitor. This is APAF1. This is the inhibitor of apoptosis, that prevents inhibitors of apoptosis. This will type to prevent the caspase 9 and caspase 8 from becoming activated, and it will prevent the binding of cytochrome C from with APAF1. Now, when this apoptosis is deranged in the malignant cell, what will happen? There is loss of P53. So now P53 is the key thing that is causing everything. It is what it is causing. It is causing the BH3 family to suppress the anti-apoptotic genes, so that the pro-apoptotic genes can function and increase the permeability. If there is loss of P53, all these functions will be deranged. And when else can this be deranged? When there is amplification of MDM2, because P53 is only able to work when MDM2 is suppressed, either by P14 or it is or when the P53 is phosphorylated with the help of ATM and ATR. So if there is amplification of MDM2, then also it will be difficult for a function of P53. Other than this, loss of P53 prevents the upregulation of PUMA. So if there, as I have already told, P53 is also regulating the BH3 family, that is thus helping with suppression of anti-apoptotic proteins. Then we come to overexpression. If there is overexpression of BCL2 family, this is the BCL2 family, that is the anti-apoptotic proteins. If there is upregulation of this thing, then also the apoptosis will not be able to happen. So even in the upregulation of anti-apoptotic members, that is BCL2 families, this is one best understood in the follicular lymphoma. It is seen in why it happens in follicular lymphoma, because it is usually translocation that causes the fusion of BCL2 to a transcriptionally active site. So this anti-apoptotic gene has now translocated to a very rapidly dividing site, hence its expression increases, and due to its increased expression, anti-apoptosis, now the cells won't die, they continue to live, and this leads to a malignancy, that is follicular neoplasm. because the BCL2 overexpressing follicular lymphoma arise in large part through reduced cell death rather than explosive cell proliferation. So it is not a very rapidly dividing tumor, but it is not able to die. The problem with it is that it is not able to apoptose. This is also seen in CLL. It appears that BCL2 is upregulated due to, this is due to its control, loss of its control due to microRNA, specific microRNA that normally restrains the BCL2 levels. Recognition of the mechanism by which cancer evades the cell death has stimulated several lines of targeted therapies. These targeted therapies are now being developed for the restoration of p53 function, and TP53 mutation tumors is a daunting problem, but is possible. Restoration of p53 in p53 function in TP53 mutated tumors is a daunting problem, but is possible in tumors in which the p53 has been inactivated due to overexpression of MDM2. So now, because there is no direct therapy for prevention of mutated p53, but there are therapies that target MDM2 amplifications and its suppression for the correction of the function of p53. And also there are anti-apoptotic, there are treatment for BCL2, and there has been drugs that are potent activities against the tumors that are showing BCL2 overexpression. So the treatments are progressing in that way. Okay, thank you. So this topic is over, and next we will be studying limitless replication potential in the neoplasia. Thank you.